Hello aspirants, welcome back to the daily news analysis of the Hindu. This is a free initiative brought to you by Transform IAS Academy. In this particular video session, we shall be looking into the articles which shall be extremely important for the civil service exam. So let us begin with our discussion for February 12, 2019. So here on the first point we have the opposition it's out at government over Rafale. So this is the same old issue with respect to the Rafale deal. So yesterday we had a coverage with respect to how it has been exempted and anti-corruptions, wherein now it is the Congress opposition which is actually eating on to the government over the issues of the Rafale. So the same thing is here. Under page 3 we have the Rajasthan to scrap the education criteria. So here recently the Rajasthan Assembly has actually passed a 2 bill which is actually seeking to end the minimum education criteria for the panchayat as well as the civic poll candidates. So this is purely done with respect to the House which passed the voice vote with respect to ending up and amending the bill of 2019 on the Panchayati Raj, as that is Rajasthan, and the municipalities bill of 2019. So it was actually the earlier government, that is the Vasundhara Raje led government, where that actually introduced this education criteria in 2015, so that any person who is contesting for the Zilla Parishad, Panchayat Samiti or the municipal elections, he should be a student or a person who has been passed with class 10th. Wherein a person who has been contesting the elections for the Sarpanch of the Panchayat, so it should be mandatory that he should have been passed 5th and 8th standard. So this is what the perspective was given all about. But now we see there was a replying, debating on respected to the criteria as to what has been set up, and now the Rajasthan Assembly has passed 2 bills. One is for Rajasthan, that is the Panchayati on Rajasthan, and another one is the municipalities, where they wanted to end the minimum education criteria for the Panchayat as well as for the civic poll candidates. So that is all about it. So now they have passed it, and what most of the times most of the people say is that education criteria should be the one which will be introduced for contesting the assembly as well as for the parliamentary elections. But if you see those assemblies and the other parliament, people are not interested in getting the criteria as education. So this is one of the issue which is pertaining to it, and ongoing conditions on the education criteria for contesting for elections. So page 7, 60% children adopted in India between 2015 and 2018 are girls. So if you see a latest report, data was been presented by the Ministry of the Women and Child Development, where they say that the total adoption numbers between 2015 to 18 was 11,649. Among them 6,962 were girls and 4,687 were boys. So it means to say is that the adoptions of the girl child is more comparative to the boy child. So here the female child happens to be the first choice when it comes to the adoption, and that is what is they given. And here from the year 2018, 19 to 15 you have the ideology how it has been gone. The red is the male, wherein the yellow would be the female. So the comparison, and this article out here, the complete has been about the comparison to what they have been showing out here. So this is the figures which has been released by December 2018. So but this is a Feb month, so there might be a little more of addition in number, but here they need to get to know is that here this kind of a move as per the CARA, that is the Central Adoption Resource Authority, we have in country and adoption between inter country as well. In both the terms, a girl child is actually becoming more, where the choice of the people to adopt a girl child has been preferably more compared to the male child. So the here the saying is that as people are moving towards the adoption, there is a good reflection on the gender bias and the attitude of the people, as it is going against the girl child as they're changing across the country. So that attitude with respect to the adoption of the girl child, or they thinking of the girl child perspective, is actually getting reduced. But here there's another information that you need to know is that whether these adoptions to be looked into the eyes of research, because you'll never know whether the girls would be ended up with an harassment. So why and other things. So the research analysis high is more important to understand the data which has been given out. One is that the perspective of the people might be changing, and there could be that there's a lot of atrocities happening on the girl child, so that the other middle class families might think that they wanted to support the girl child and they could have been done. But always it should be a eyes of suspect that at any point of time again the girls who has been adopted should not get into any of the harassment to what has been there. So here they are saying that it should be taken into the research and welfare, so that people, to whatever the situation, the awareness should be brought into consideration. So this is one among it. So this is about one of it. So here we have how hops found a way to fight the bad cholesterol. So this is with respect to a geneticist and a team where they have discovered a rare mutation that protects against the heart diseases. So the discovery of the cholesterol lowering mutation in the human gene called as an PCSK9 led to the development of the most promising new drugs against the heart disease since statins. So this is one of the things to what has been said, and here at the Hyderabad edition of the TNQ's distinguished lecture in life science is what the Helen Ops had told and made the audience being aware about the story of this particular discovery, how is it and all about it, so that they would be able to prevent as much as what is being called as in heart diseases to be prevented, and to a larger extent the deaths with respect to the heart disease can be controlled. So they are also given the side effects of it, what is the numberage and how it actually works is a entire coverage of this particular article, which is on the PCSK9 gene mutation. So there was one of the articles in one of the magazines as well. They were talking about the Life Science magazine, so I am familiar with it, and that is what they have been trying to publish out here, the same issue. And down here we have House panel summons the Twitterate on February 25th. So it is actually the parliamentary panel on the information technology had summoned, that is a Twitterate Jackson Dorsey, to appear before February 25th and refused to meet the junior officials of the microblogging site during the meeting on Monday. So this was purely where the meeting was concerned on safeguarding the citizens' rights on social and always that is online news media's platforms, so that the committee wanted to talk about it and appear to what is that they are trying to do. There had been a summoning which has been given for the person for the same. So that is all about it, so that the parliamentary committee really wanted to get in touch with what's happening with respect to the safeguarding the citizens for the same. So that's there. And down here, new immigration checkpoint for the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. So it is a home ministry which is designated the Dhera Baban Nanak, that is a land check post in the Gurdaspur district, where there would be a point of exit and entry in Punjab for visiting the Kartarpur Sahib Gurudwara in Pakistan. So we know that obviously when we are coming up with a corridor, there should be an exit and entry. So where is there been decided and who is deciding it? The Home Ministry has designated this so that the people from Punjab who wanted to visit the Kartarpur Sahib Gurudwara in Pakistan, they need to be checked on this particular immigration checkpoint, so that anyone with a valid travel document should get the exit or enter through the check post. So there is also one of the pursuance of the sub rule, which is B of the rule 3 of the post 4, that is a passport entry into India rules of 1950. So as per that, the central government would be designated and says that the Dera Baba Nanak land check post of the districts of Gurdaspur and Punjab state is all about making the immigration check post for the entry as well as the exit from India with the valid travel documents for all the classes of the passengers. And we know that it was in the last year of November 26, there was a foundation stone which was been left by it. So by Venkaiah Naidu, the Vice President of India, so that on limelight of this is what the entire issue is be getting through. So this is about, and down here the bill to counter the exploitation by NRI spouses. So this is a bill which would be countering the incidents of the exploitations of the women who have got married to NRI, that's a non-residents of India. So this particular bill was been introduced by the External Minister, Mr. Sushma Swaraj, where she has been introduced a bill in the Rajya Sabha. So this bill will actually create an accountability and protect those who have been trapped in the fraudulent marriages and are abandoned by their particular spouses. So why this sort of a decision was being taken is because there was numerous complaints which was been received by the nationals, that is the Indian nationals, mostly the women, that they have been deserted and harassed by the NRI spouses. So taking this into consideration, this marriage between the NRI and the Indian citizen, they have to be registered within 30 days from the date of marriage. So whatever the necessary legal provisions has to be created with respect to the criminal code and the Passport Act of 1967, they are trying to adopt it as per erroring the NRI spouses. So this is one of the bill which has been introduced. So this is one of the bill which has come together so that they wanted to benefit the women who are getting married to the NRIs. So this is that. And down here we have the H1B holders from India rally for reform. So there are almost like 200 to 300 people protest outside the White House, where they wanted to have a change in the grade card linked rules. So basically the most Indians who are having the H1IB visas, they have been having a rally. So they are actually demanding an immigration law reforms to benefit those in the country legally. So that these 203 people were actually the organized people from the Republican Hindu coalition who had come for it, and they are asking for a green card backlog be cleared with a waiting period of 1 to 15 years. But at present, it is decided in decades for employment based green cards for Indians. So they wanted a sort of reforms on that particular aspects, and moreover the group is also pushing for a legal childhood arrivals, that is LCAs, to receive any benefit that the individual brought illegally to the US as minors. So whoever have to get the benefit they have to receive is what the demand is all about here. And the age of 21 years is a fear factor for H1IB visa parents whose kids are on H4. So they were trying to get children, spouses get under dependent visas, so that there might be a stringent rules which might be brought. So they want a green card straight away, so that they can remain in the US for almost when they turn 21 without having a switch another visa category or having a self default. So it is all about that. They're trying to cap and get a good pertaining conversations and the demand pertaining to the green card holders, so that it should be beneficial for them in return. So that's there. You can just go through with them as you have the normal sort out here. So the demands of 1, 2 and 3 has been listed out. So on page 13 we have buybacks gain speed amid the volatile market. So we know that as the current market is volatile and there is a recent price correction which is taking as an opportunity to buy back the shares, with as many as the dozen buyback offers would be currently underway. So we know that there are almost like the financial year to what we are seeing, which has been there are already 44 of the buyback offers with a cumulative offer size of more than 38,000 crores. So there are 20 more companies in the pipeline that they would actually plan to have a proper approval for the buyback, and they will be launching the offers in the near future. So basically in the year 2017 and 18, they actually saw cumulative offer size of nearly 53,307 crores, the highest so far. So this is one of the current financial year data which shows that the companies, let's say the different companies like Ajanta Pharma or the Coal India, Indian Energy and all those things, where they have scheduled that, and they've also planned to launch their buyback offers in the near future. So that most of the participants who are, especially the people who are in the mid caps, they are also moving towards looking at the buybacking, so that the shares at an attractive minimum market prices. So that is what is the whole idea. So that the many companies are using these surplus cash where they would be able to be rewarded for their stakeholders in the form of the buyback offer. So ultimately they have to give to whatever there is a demanding to what the stakeholders ask for. So that is one of the reasons to why they are been planning, so that buyback happens, so that they would be having a surplus cash to have a reward for their stakeholders as well. So this particular share prices actually fall significantly when they are compared to the high recent highs. There's a lot of, as we discussed, this volatile market, as the price has not been constant. So most of the buyback is more efficient way where they wanted to return the surplus cash to the equity holders without having much of the pressure on them. So almost like 8 buyback offers are been totaling to almost 9,700 crores. So this has been there, and the underway companies like Bosch, Natco Pharma and all those things are also being a part of it. So they're going to have a January alone, they need to have 8 such offer totaling companies would be coming forward. And this is purely, you should know that the L&T offer to whatever is been there. So this is a cumulative amount of the buyback offers in the current fiscal, where they're trying to still have an higher if the SEBI had not rejected the 9,000 crore buyback of engineering major Larsen and the Turbo, that is L&T. So here, but still in spite of all those things, the regulator are seeing that to whatever the offer size is being given, they are non-compliant with the Companies Act as well as with the SEBI regulations. They are not being as per the compilation to what the 2 important regulating authorities had to do on. So this is about it. So this is basically a current financial year. As you can see, there's already a lot of cumulative offer size which has been there, and cumulatively is what they have been taken out here. So this is a complete details with respect to the same, which has to be dealt with the economic, which forms a very important part of your GS paper 3, wherein in the last page you didn't have anything. So, again in page 14 a repetition of this you can see that. So, this is about the whole story with respect to the buyback offers. So, by this we have come to an end of the video. So, these were the important articles for the day. So, we hope this particular video session would help you in your preparation. So, work hard till you accomplish. Thank you and have a nice day.